Today on X-Play, holy mothership, it's Homeworld 2. Cars go boom in NASCAR Thunder 2004. And we preview SOCOM 2. Simon says, shoot everyone. It's game time. Please welcome two people who can see into the souls of the unwary, Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Yes, we can. Are you unwary? Welcome to X-Play.
Now today we have WWE Wrestling and NASCAR.
But wait, there's more.
Yes, we have, drum roll please,
SOCOM 2. That was so exciting.
And Adam takes to the streets to see what the gamers are really playing.
Really playing now, but they're saying that they're just playing.
Exactly.
But, kick things off, we have Homeworld 2.
Okay, little backstory. Now, the first Homeworld was widely regarded as one of the best games of 1999 and one of the best real-time strategy games ever.
Sure, it had base building and resource gathering, but it also had an 3D engine that gave players incredible freedom to move about that you normally don't see in RTS games.
Right, and now Relic, which is Homeworld's developer, put out a Homeworld expansion pack in 2000. Then they put out the game Impossible Creatures.
Now, that game went over the virus like a lead balloon covered in fat people wearing weights.
Meaning we won't be seeing Possible Creatures either.
I know, I'm disappointed.
I'm sure.
Okay, now Relic has returned to the game that put them on the map. Here's our review of Homeworld 2.
In the outskirts of the Hagarian.
Now that's a familiar and most welcome sight. But as many of you Homeworld veterans know, anytime the mothership enters a new territory, there's bound to be plenty of this. Playing Homeworld 2 is a bit like slipping into a pair of comfortable old shoes. There aren't a lot of surprises here, but my oh my does it feel good. And though the graphics aren't quite state-of-the-art, they are very effective in showing lots of action. Sweet. I'm not going to bother trying to explain the plot, because to anyone other than a die-hard Homeworld buff, it makes almost no sense. But you know what? It doesn't matter, because the gameplay is pretty easy to understand. In fact, the interface is much improved from the first Homeworld. It's still a bit difficult getting your ships to move around in a true 3D environment, but creating special groups with different battle behaviors is a breeze. The other big change is the ship design. There are fewer ships than in the first Homeworld, but the roles for them are much better defined. And this time around, carriers can actually build their own smaller vessels and launch them when the time is right. Once again, satisfying sweetness. It also seems that Homeworld 2 rewards variety. Players using a mix of different ships will do better in battle than the ones who rely on just one or two types. Even mighty destroyer-class vessels won't last long without an escort of smaller ships.
Enemy vehicle carrier has been destroyed.
I rest my case. Anyway, the problem with Homeworld 2, if you can call it that, and we do, is that it can be outrageously difficult at times. On the surface, Homeworld 2 doesn't appear to offer much new. Instead, Relic took a good hard look at what worked and what didn't in the first game. They mostly fixed what didn't and left the good stuff alone. That, my friends, is a textbook example of good sequel making. X-Play happily awards Homeworld 2 a worthy sequel 4 out of 5. Alright, in case you happen to miss the last 3 minutes, let's reiterate. If you like real-time strategy, Homeworld 2 is not to be missed.
Except this one is extremely difficult, so you'll be waypointing for a long time.
Okay, now, every now and then, Morgan and I come down from our ivory tower full of free games to see what, the real people are playing.
Yes, and this time, Adam drew the short straw.
Let's imagine for a moment that you were trapped in a dank basement with a foul odor to it. You couldn't get out, but you could bring one game in there with you. What game would that be?
Oh, it would actually have to be Final Fantasy Tactics.
Madden 2003.
It'd probably have to be Madden.
John Madden football, the very first year that it came out. Did you ever see how the football was made, man? It looked like a loaf of bread or something like that.
Final Fantasy X, just because it's got voices, you know.
Final Fantasy X-2 is coming out, and it's only going to be the chicks in it. Is that more appealing to you?
Well, actually, it's more appealing to me because it has the job system.
Hold on a second. You prefer jobs over chicks? Is that what you're saying?
No. What I'm saying is...
No, really, yeah. That's exactly what he just said.
Star Wars Galaxies, depending on how they fix it.
Would you actually play a dancing Wookiee in Galaxies if you were playing it?
Only if I could rip off people's arms if they made fun of me.
That's good.
Lara Croft. The very first one, I can't remember the exact name of it.
Tomb Raider.
If I could have her skills, I could get out of just about anything.
Just her skills? Just nothing else about her? What would help you get out of a certain situation?
Oh, now her skill, I wouldn't want to look like her because I like being a man.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Okay, now, if it was either games or girls, what would you have to choose?
Games.
If you had to make the choice between games or girls, what would it be?
Games.
Tough decision. I'm gonna go for games.
Do I have a girlfriend? Do you know I've been married for 3 years?
All right, between girls and games, yeah.
Girls and games, man. Are you crazy?
All right, there you have it.
They all prefer games to girls.
Especially the ones who have girlfriends. Go figure.
So what they're saying is that some gamers would forego human contact for the cold touch of their consoles. Adam?
Listen to her. We're the only ones here. Just you and me, my little black beauty.
Let's just go to break and leave these two alone.
We feel just as uncomfortable watching this WWE SmackDown footage as you do. Once again, the Ratchet and Clank of X-Play, Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Huh.
You're the robot in that.
Oh, yeah.
The strange
You're
animal
the
that Ratchet
cat
is.
thing.
I've never determined what he is.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back. And we're back with a wrestling preview. And like 3 out of 4 dentists always say,
Yes.
kids love wrestling.
They do, and they will probably love WWE SmackDown because the story mode on this one is so thorough that it's going to like define the genre.
Oh my God, define the genre.
No, but it's big. There's like a different story for like a different story mode for each wrestler. It's
Actually,
cool.
the bummer though is that there's so many story modes that so many stories of all the wrestlers in there that they couldn't do all the voice acting for it. So instead, there's subtitles, which means wrestling fans have to read it.
Here's our preview of WWE SmackDown. Booyah! Pile driver. Suplex. Multiple bitch slaps. SmackDown! That's right, wrestling fans. Your favorite group of brutes is back and badder than ever. WWE SmackDown Here Comes the Pain is coming soon like a Triple H entry into the arena of pain. Here Comes the Pain promises more match types than any previous release. But there's more lover of the sport of thespians. Much, much more. Have a look at the entrance you'll make. Great pay-per-view main events like Judgment Day, Bad Blood, and Unforgiven are rendered beautifully. The first whack of recognition you'll feel is the fluidity of the fighting. As you commit to a wrestling move, you'll notice the slick transition to the next move, making the fighting much more realistic. This enhanced grappling, coupled with a body part hit meter, will really bring you inside your wrestler's leotard. As she or he takes a few egregious whacks to the jollies. That's gonna leave a mark. Of course, if the personals are getting you nowhere, you can always take the lady wrestlers for a spin in the bra and panties match, where, you guessed it, the object is to reduce your opponent to the previously mentioned state of undress. Woohoo! Another developing feature is the story mode, found in the locker room, which will act as your base of operations. This feature allows you to jawbone with any number of owners and wrestlers you can find. As you progress, this mode will allow you to pick fights and create matches as you work your personal storyline to one of the main events. Of course, you can still create your own character.
Weighing in at 401 pounds, born of neither man nor beast, but maybe vegetable. Bow down before Tootie Man Fruity, the scourge of the Western world.
Our guy here doesn't seem to be doing very well. Tootie Man Fruity here is really getting his hoolies hand in the cage match. Oh well, I'm sure you'll have some better ideas. Hillbilly Jim here obviously has some very progressive views on women in his workplace. Oh, that's better. Of course, here comes the pain will literally bring stables of wrestlers into your living room. Triple H, Sable, guys and girls I've never heard of, and of course, The Rock. Make them heels, bad guys, or faces, good guys. Switch them around, break them from their federations, collect them all, win valuable prizes. We'll be climbing into the ring with a full review of this one soon, sports fans. Aw, see you then, Goldust.
You know, I've had nightmares my entire life, frequent, even when I'm awake, but Tutti Man Fruity exceeds all of them. That is one of the most frightening images ever.
Yes.
Okay, Elsa, earlier, I made this comment implying that wrestling fans can't read.
You?
I know, me,
Amazing,
no.
right?
Okay, anyway, that couldn't be further from the truth. Think about it. Wrestler Mick Foley, he's also known as Mankind. He's a best-selling author 3 times over. And former WWF wrestler Chyna wrote an insightful book about her childhood abuse and her breast implants.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. Well, okay, so Adam and I decided to fight each other as 2 wrestlers who could also change the face of modern literature. Goldust and Hillbilly Jim.
Okay.
I'm gonna be a Hillbilly Jim.
I'm gonna be Goldust because I think that fits the 2 of us. All right.
How does that fit the 2 of us?
I just
Okay,
you're more of Hillbilly.
I like wearing overalls with no shirt under it. That's very
Yeah, isn't that nice? Now obviously for you guys out there, what's exciting is that this is a preview copy. We want you to get a sense to see just how good these matches are. This could be the seminal wrestling game. We don't want to say it just yet, but it could be.
Ooh.
And look at that, Morgan. Ooh, I think the Hillbilly's gonna get hurt.
It's like a fireman's carry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, it feels good over here. Yeah. I mean, though your head's sticking through the wall there. But
Hey, they'll
just
fix
shows
that.
so much pain.
They'll fix that. You know, actually, I like about this game, it's very fluid. Like, the one move to the next move is very fluid as opposed to...
Usually it's like a bunch of pickups. Like, they're kind of like stuttering like here. See, but Morgan, I'm beating your ass down.
Sorry, you're just talking. You're distracting. Okay, there you go.
And then obviously, you know, with the career mode, I mean, you can keep on playing it well until 2 more wrestling games come out. So that's the other thing. Once again, so it's impressive. I'm just, hold on now. See, I'm doing the yapping, and now you're taking advantage of me.
Oh, I missed you.
But you missed.
Sorry.
You missed.
There we go.
You hit me. Now you're rubbing on me. That is so nasty. People really get into this stuff.
This is a real sport here.
I mean, you have like perspiration on my nether region.
Okay.
Okay.
You hurt
seem to
your
be picking
head.
it up. Okay.
Oh, you're as bad as Tutti Man Fruity. And there.
Here we go. And you
I'm gonna pin you. I must know.
Yeah, okay, and you pull out the thing. So, yeah, I gotta say that, you know, I am not the biggest wrestling game fan, I'll admit that, but this game seems to be shaping up really nicely.
Is that a trash can, man?
So, kids.
Whatever it is, I'm kicking your ass with it.
Yeah, now, of course, don't do that at home. It's a stupid thing to do. You know, we'll play the game at home.
Right, but don't hit people with trash can lids. Anyway, we'll be right back after this.
Up next, the sheer exhilaration of driving in circles. It's NASCAR Thunder 2004. Once again, the pit crew of X-Play, Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
That's too much responsibility.
Yeah,
The pit crew.
I know it is. Welcome back. We have NASCAR.
And this version has a rivalry system, which is probably the only thing it has in common with SSX Tricky.
Now, so grab your beer cozies and sit back for our review of NASCAR Thunder 2004.
Be careful out there.
Bust out the ice chest, sunscreen, and earplugs. It's that time of year again. EA Sports has brought the Thunder back, as they do every year, so NASCAR fans everywhere can hoot for joy at the thought of picking their favorite drivers, then crashing and demolishing their cars as they go through the racing paces on the PS2. NASCAR Thunder 2004 marks a decided victory in the console war for Sony. Only the PS2 version of the game supports online play, which is sure to piss off Xbox and Cube owners. Fans of NASCAR who loved the previous versions of Thunder will dig this year's version as well. And thankfully, there are some truly notable enhancements here. EA Sports has managed a commendably accurate representation of NASCAR. The career mode is deep, allowing for a nearly unheard of amount of choice in how you manage sponsors, teams, car customization, and even research the development of your speed machines. The most exciting of the new features has to be the online multiplayer action. Utilizing the broadband adapter, you can sideswipe a friend in Kentucky and rear-end another in Cambodia. The second notable upgrade is the Alliance and Grudge system. Bang into another racer and they won't be your friend.
Definitely managed now.
If you're playing career mode, these grudges last for many races. So you might actually try and pass cars without hitting them. Wow, that's a novel idea. The tracks themselves are a sizable mix of 23 NASCAR Winston Cup Series tracks, 12 road courses, and 11 fantasy tracks. Ironically, with all this great stuff to rave about, there's one major problem. Non-NASCAR fans might have a hard time getting over the absurdly unresponsive controls that seem to hound the cars. These speed demons control like beached boats. This can get a little frustrating for the average user. NASCAR Thunder 2004 does have enough useful new features to make it a worthy addition to the family, but the controls force us to give it a 3 out of 5.
I think you can expect a little something in return for that.
Now, even with a score of 3 out of 5, it's the most complete NASCAR title out there.
So you see, the whole downside is actually the very nature of NASCAR. It's the sport that's holding it back. I mean, we're talking about a game in which you do nothing but make left turns.
Right.
And I can't even tell the difference between right and left, so it's tough.
Yeah, but with the career mode and the rivalry system, it's going to be popular with the fans of the sport.
Obviously.
Right. Okay, we'll be back. Bye.
Coming up, squad-based shooting in SOCOM 2. Once again, the Cagney and Lacey of X-Play, Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
No. Oh, that intro is an affront to both of us and to any of our fans born after 1988.
Where did you get this stuff? Okay, we're back and we have SOCOM 2.
Yes, now, the first SOCOM was the most popular online console game ever, even though they've only been around about a year.
Yeah, well, it was huge, big. Everyone had it. And SOCOM 2 looks like it's going to be just as big.
So, here's the preview of SOCOM 2 Baby Seals.
Unlike the adorable baby seals you see on inspirational posters in workplaces and schools, the seals of SOCOM are tough, battle-hardened individuals that you wouldn't dare try to club. We here in the halls of X-Play have long admired these elite soldiers, and rather than go through months of grueling training and subjecting ourselves to the hands of a Navy barber, we opted to settle our grudges in more bizarre ways.
Stop it, you're creeping me out.
Or we just preview games like SOCOM 2 Navy SEALs and engage in a bit of tactical squad-based combat. SOCOM 2 will have you leading a crack team of combat specialists against terrorists, arms smugglers, and litterbugs. Before heading out on this top-secret mission, you'll need to adjust the equipment loadouts, building schematics, and aerial photographs. Without proper training, some might find it difficult to read information from an aerial photo. Which way is north? But who cares about these minor details when you have a whole load of weapons at your disposal? Things feel just as professional when you hit the field. Environmental noise helps establish the feel of the area, as does the authentic foreign languages, which are translated through subtitles. This is great for those of us who fell asleep during Albanian language class. As you stalk around behind enemy lines, your view can be switched from third to first person at any time by tapping up on the directional pad. And one more tap will bring up your scope or binoculars. Can you hear that? Cool heartbeat sounds. Heart stopping. While marksmanship and quick thinking are important, giving effective orders to your squad mates is direly important. You can issue commands either with the controller, barking into a voice headset, or by playing Simon Says. Simon says, get up. Get down. Simon didn't say. A few particularly useful commands have your team lay down covering fire or use their binoculars to pinpoint targets. Early on, you can get away with telling everyone to follow along and fire at anything that moves.
Fingers on the trigger, sir.
Though your superiors aren't likely to be impressed by a poor Rambo imitation. Friends and enemies behave like you'd expect them to, and the varied mission objectives such as meeting an informant, securing an enemy compound, or taking out leadership targets can be approached as you see fit. There's no online mode in this early version, but according to reports, it'll be considerably beefed up this time around, with new game modes, measures to detect cheaters, and an improved interface. Count on X-Play to gather the intel you need to make your purchase decision come this fall.
You know, I've actually got a chance to see the multiplayer in action. It is much improved. There's a lot more missions. The way it's organized is a lot better. More importantly, the maps are so much bigger, so they're not 3 minutes long because everyone's right on top of one another.
Right, you don't die so fast. Okay, now there's a couple things you should keep in mind when you pick up SOCOM 2. Now, unlike the first SOCOM, the second one doesn't come with a headset, so you're gonna have to buy that all by yourself.
Unless you already have the headset.
From the first one.
You know, it's not like they need different ones.
Right.
You hopefully know that. And when Sony releases its hard disk drive for the PS2 next year, you can download new content for SOCOM 2.
Yes.
Hopefully it's levels and not like bunny ears.
They're pushing those hard drives.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, we're ending tonight's show with a whole slew of viewer mail. What's a slew?
It's a bunch. It's a bunch of viewer mail. Okay, our first email is from Spencer in Malibu, California. He writes, "Dear Adam and Morgan, I have been wondering lately if I should get a GameCube. Do you think I should get it? If so, which games are your faves? P.S. Can you please answer this on TV? Exclamation point, you rule."
Well, thank you, Spencer. Now, I assure you, we are benevolent rulers, and we will answer your question on television.
Wow. All right. Should you buy a GameCube? Yes, you should, for it is now only $99, which makes it the cheapest of the 3 major consoles.
Now, we're not recommending the GameCube over other consoles.
No.
We're just saying that if you're considering a purchase, now's a pretty good time because the price has dropped. So,
They're
go ahead and
so
do that.
cheap. Just go ye and purchase. Okay, now, so as for some great games for the GameCube, we recommend Metroid Prime. I like Legend of Zelda Wind Waker a lot.
And you got Super Mario Sunshine and all the other stuff. Okay. Now, obviously, this is the end of the show because you can see the word scrolling up the screen right there. So go to our website, that's techtv.com/xplay, and join us for chat. Tuesdays at 4.
Yeah.
4
Eastern
p.m.
time.
Oh, yeah, 4 a.m. That'd be a terrible time to chat. I'm sleeping.
Good night.